You can smell excitement in the air. Hello, everyone. I'm Ted Webb, and along with Paul Jones, we're here tonight to bring you the very best of professional wrestling, the best of the North American Wrestling Association. Paul, we have some exciting characters that are going to be on the program tonight. I can't wait for the American debut of the American Bulldogs. I'm told an awful lot of great things about these guys.
They come with a lot of respect, and I tell you, it'll be something to look forward to, because I'm looking forward to see what they have to offer, and I feel like that they're on my side of the fence. Well,
I'll tell you what, Baron Samedi, Bob Orton Jr., we've seen a lot of these rough, tough guys. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat will be with us. Bull Ragin will be with us. Ivan Koloff and Colt Steele. It's going to be exciting, and I can't wait. You ready for some action?
I'm ready for some action. I'll tell you, Samedi, people watch him because he's mean and dangerous.
No doubt about it. Let's turn it over to our ring announcer, Billy Powell.
Thank you, and welcome to a fine evening of wrestling. In our first event, a tag team match. And those wrestlers in the ring right now, from parts unknown, weighing 235 pounds, the Viper. And his tag team partner from Greensboro, North Carolina, Dan Grundy.
Of an exciting match. They've got a couple of tough ones with Dan Grundy and Viper.
Well, you know, Tim, Sam Houston's been a fan. A lot of these people around here, actually, they've been a fan of his.
No doubt about that. The bell rings, and it's Sam Houston into the ring against Dan Grundy. And, of course, Sam is going to be giving away quite a few pounds in this particular matchup, but I think he's got the speed to compensate it. Great arm drag takedown.
I'll tell you, you take Dan Grundy. Dan Grundy is from Greensboro, North Carolina. The man is a big man. He's got just about as much experience as Sam Houston, so this should be a good contest.
No doubt about it. Collar and elbow testing each other for leverage and balance. A nice body slam from Dan Grundy, and he picked him up almost like if he weighed nothing. But that speed coming into play. Another arm drag takedown, and Grundy in trouble. Our referee for this match is Ron West. Ron West will be making sure that things are done by the book, and he's going to have his hands full tonight, boy. I'll tell you, this Grundy's a guy that bends the rules to his advantage.
Well, he sure does, Ted. But I'll tell you one thing, Sam Houston, he sticks to the basics. He sticks to wrestling, so he is giving up some weight there. But I tell you, you're hard to beat if you stick to the basics and you try to wrestle a man and take the man down and stay on top of him.
Well, he's working on that left arm right now, trying to keep Grundy from making the tag, but no success as Viper enters the ring. And, Paul, there's a lot of speculation as to who this Viper can be. My guess is as good as yours.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted, you and I discussed this earlier. We both know that he is mysterious, and he does have a lot of wrestling ability, and we'll find out.
Drop kick from Sam Houston. Arm drag takedown. And, boy, Viper knows that he didn't want any more of Sam Houston at that point. He said, wait a minute.
You know, Ted, right there, I think the Viper gained a little respect for Sam Houston.
No doubt about it, and this crowd solidly behind Bull Ragin and Sam Houston. Well, of course, Viper claiming that the hair was pulled on that last arm drag, and the fans are trying to let Ron West know that was not the case. That was just a brilliant wrestling maneuver.
Well, that's right. You notice, Ted, that the fans are all behind Sam Houston here, so that helps an awful lot.
Bull Ragin into the ring on the tag, and they continue to working on the left arms, and that seems to be the strategy so far, Paul.
Well, that's right. You know, Bo is new to this area, but up north, everybody knows Bo, and the man is from Manning, South Carolina, isn't he?
No doubt about it.
I must be talking like I'm from Florida right now.
Well, he has an extensive amateur career and has wrestled quite a bit in New York. And I'll tell you what, when it comes time to throwing a haymaker, he can do it, as he just let the Viper know that he was not going to be a pushover tonight.
Well, that's right. You know, and I've been training this, and I'm telling you, so you can't go wrong if you get in there and you wrestle a man.
Notice that the Viper at that time grabbed the trunks of Bo Ragin, but Bo reversed reverting back to that training, did not relinquish the hold on that arm, continued applying the pressure, and as a result has got the advantage on his man. There's a right from Viper. Another right. Whoa! Bo fires back, and Viper says, wait a minute.
That's another thing I've been telling Bo, Ted.
Beautiful flying drop kick.
I said, don't take a back seat to nobody, because you have the experience, and you can go anywhere you think you can go.
Well, anytime that you put your signature on a wrestler, Paul, we all know that the guy's got great potential, as you are serving as advisor right now to Bull Ragin and Vince Torelli. And there's a lot of expectations of this fine youngster right here.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot more to come of this Bull Ragin.
Collar and elbow in the middle of the ring. Uh-oh, dangerous territory. That's what we refer to as the red zone there. Ragin doesn't want to be around there. Grundy into the ring along with Viper, and Ragin escapes. Did you see that, Paul?
That's great. That'll irritate anybody like the Viper and Grundy.
Well, the Viper and Grundy had some words over that. A nice leg dive takedown, working again on that left arm. And that appears to be the thunderous knee on the elbow. Paul, you've been there before. You know that hurts.
Well, that's right. And one thing I always tell Bo, I said, if you have a man hurt, just stay with that body part. Even if he gets out, go back to that body part, because it's getting weaker and weaker.
Well, you can hear the crowd getting behind here, begging Bull Ragin. Boom! There's a little bit of Paul Jones there. There's a little bit of Paul Jones there. I'll tell you right now that Grundy right now is going to have trouble shaking hands if he's a left-hander, because that arm is in a lot of trouble right now. The tag is made, and into the ring comes Sam Houston. And Sam Houston is going to add a little more problems to Grundy's left arm. Thunderous elbow from the second rope. Boy, this team is a pleasure to watch.
Well, that's right, Ted. You know, that's why I keep saying, keep referring to the basics, back to the basics, back to the basics, and the basics is wrestling and is punishing the body part, just like Sam Houston is doing right now.
After this match, Dan Grundy's going to have to pay a visit to Elbows Are Us. Boy, I'll tell you, he's in trouble right now.
That's
into
right,
the ropes.
Ted.
Referee Ron West calling for the break, and of course Grundy, using that ring savvy, puts the knee to his stomach, catches him coming off the rope with that lariat. Ooh. Well, that elbow obviously was not hurt bad enough, because that's the elbow he used to plant to the throat of Sam Houston into the turnbuckle. Sam Houston right now with some minor back problems, and a fresh Viper into the ring.
You know, Ted, like I tell my wrestlers, I tell them, I says, you get in the ring, win, lose, or draw, when it's over with, I want that opponent of yours to know you've been there.
Houston kicks out at the count of 2 after a full body slam, and now the bear hug. Viper applying the bear hug, and Houston is trying to wiggle out of there. Couple of rights to the head, but they're not carrying any authority right now, Paul.
That's right.
Back into the ropes. Whoa! That would have been good from 45 yards out if this were football. Ragin into the ring. The tag is made, and Grundy now catching the brunt of those rights.
Take him out of that corner. That's it.
And he does. Turnbuckle train, catches him coming off. Nice backdrop.
Stay on him. That's
beautiful arm drag takedown. The tag is made. Sam Houston back into the ring. You know, this is a fluid combination, Paul. I'm impressed by the tags. All 4 men into the ring. Nice drop kick, a super backdrop. Referee Ron West has his hands full right now.
You know, Ted, I'm surprised too, because this is the first time that Bo and Sam Houston ever been in a ring together. That should be it, Ted.
That'll clear the sinuses, Paul. He's rolling over for the press, hooks that leg, the count of 3. And this match belongs to Sam Houston and Bo Ragin, the winners of this Australian tag team match. Paul, let us go to the instant replay camera and take another look at the finish of this match, because this was magic. This was fluid. Describe what you see.
That's right, Ted. You see right here, it just shows you the experience that Sam Houston has. He saw the opening, he took the advantage, and he turned him over right here. 1, 2, 3.
Hooks that leg to make sure that there's no escape. The referee counting to 3, and this one belongs to Ragin and Houston. Don't go away, because coming up next on the North American Wrestling Association, Cowboy Bob Orton with his partner Baron Samedi taking on Lynn Wagner. We'll be right back.
215 pounds, here is Lynn Wagner. His opponent is from Los Angeles, California, Watts, Los Angeles. 320 pounds, Baron Samedi.
Well, I can tell you that this is a tough customer, Paul. Baron Samedi will be accompanied to the ring by his partner, Bob Orton, Cowboy Bob Orton. And they've got a tough customer in Lynn Wagner. I'll tell you, there's an awful lot I can lay on you about Baron Samedi. Here's a guy who grew up in the Watch District of Los Angeles, and a man that has some very, very deep militant views, a man that I've spoken to on many occasions outside of the ring, a man who hates humanity, and I think you can tell that by looking deep into his eyes.
Well, that's right, Ted. You can tell by looking at this man's eyes that he wants to make a mark in this wrestling business.
That's Cowboy Bob Orton, his partner and confidant. They have become the best of friends. Quite an unusual alliance, I might add. But,
you know, Ted, they're two peas in a pod. When they hit this area, they just fell together, and maybe they think a lot alike.
Well, there's no doubt about it. You can see that mutual admiration there. They love to hurt people, Paul. They're not here to win. They're here to maim and hurt people, and I can't count the many times that these guys have been disqualified as individuals or as tag partners. And Lynn Wagner's going to have his hands full knowing that Orton is at ringside.
Well, that's exactly right. He's not going to be able to concentrate 100% on the Baron.
Byron Richard, your referee, both men collar and elbow, and look at the strength of Baron Samedi.
Well, I tell you, the Baron doesn't need Bob Orton around there to help him as big and strong as he is. Maybe he just needs it for support or to show him how to get to the ring.
Well, I think that basically he's there as an intimidation factor, perhaps to serve as a distraction to Lynn Wagner. Collar and elbow, and Wagner giving away size, weight, and into the turnbuckles they go, and this is a bad place to be as that big right hand comes down thundering on Lynn Wagner's chest.
Well, you know, Ted, maybe they think somebody's going to come down and help Wagner out.
I guess it never pays to be too cautious, Paul. You're watching the best of the North American Wrestling Association. Ted Webb and Paul Jones at ringside, and we have an excited crowd here watching Lynn Wagner going up against Baron Samedi, a product of the Watch District of Los Angeles. At least $2,000 worth of tattoos on both of those arms. Wagner trying to fire back, but those punches are not carrying the authority that Samedi's is. I'll tell you what, that was a thunderous right to the side of Wagner. Look at it, he's not even fazed by Wagner's punches. Boom into the turnbuckle. Baron Samedi trying to set the stage early, trying to dictate the tempo of this match. Those big-sized 14s upon his chest.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted, Wagner here is going to have to regroup and try something, some other angle, because it's not working against this big man.
No doubt about that. Into the turnbuckle. Boom! Over 300 pounds landing square on his chest.
That hurts, Ted. That hurt. That knocks the wind out of you.
Look at Orton chanting encouragement to Samedi. Byron Richard cautioning Samedi.
I'll tell you, getting hit in the turnbuckle like that, knocking the air out of you, that's like having a football underneath you and being piled on a football field.
See what I talk about the intimidation factor? Yeah. Bob Orton Jr. outside the ring. There's a headbutt. Wagner down. Orton chanting. Samedi going in for the kill. Has him up for a full body slam. Spins him around and down in the small of that back. Off the ropes goes big. Thunderous thighs across the throat.
Intimidation.
I'll tell you what, Wagner is hurt right now. Wagner is hurt right now. We have seen guys suffer permanent injury from a move like that.
That's right. You notice, Ted, the eyes of the Baron, he's enjoying this. He's loving this.
This is a day out for Baron Samedi. You know, it's like taking the family out to the beach or out to the park for a picnic. He looks forward to each and every match, Paul. Not to win, simply to punish.
You know, Ted, I wish I could stand here and say the guy's just big and he's a big bully and he's bullying this smaller man. But I don't know. This man is vicious. Did you see that?
I saw that. I saw that. A thunderous lariat across the throat. All 300-plus pounds landing square on that larynx. Wagner right now is probably looking for a gas station. There he is, twisting that head. Acting like an amateur chiropractor. The referee checking to make sure that he wasn't choking, and I can't tell you right now that he wasn't.
Well, that's right. You know, so far, the Baron has had total control of this match, Ted.
Well, I'll tell you, Wagner refuses to relinquish, and you got to say that this guy's got a lot of guts to be able to take this kind of punishment and still not say uncle.
Well, that's right. I know a lot of people would hate to meet this man in a dark alley at night.
Boy, he just spun that neck dangerously around, Paul. No regard for the well-being of the guy that he's got in the ring with him. I mean, let's face it, everybody wants to win a match, but you have to be ever mindful that there's a human being in the middle of the ring trying to support his family.
Well, that's exactly right. But he's trying to make a reputation right here by crippling and putting wrestlers out of the profession.
Bob Orton Jr. outside of the ring giving instructions to Baron Samedi. Samedi has him up. We've seen this maneuver before. Up and down on the small of that back. Hooks the leg. This could be it for Lynn Wagner. There's no need for this. There is no need for this. Wagner is a whipped man, and Samedi refuses to pin him. Samedi refusing to pin him, wanting to administer more punishment.
Well, Samedi said he was going to be a household word around here at the expense of other wrestlers.
Certainly enjoying that reputation right now. Byron Richard, the count of 2.
Oh, no.
He can't continue to let this go on. He cannot continue to let this go on. Paul, this is where a lot of the career-ending injuries surface in wrestling.
Well, that's right. Twice now, Ted, he had the man beat. He could have beat him for a 3 count, and now it's just intimidation.
I'll tell you right now that to have that kind of pressure coming down on your neck is certainly no fun. And Samedi right now having his way with Lynn Wagner.
You hear the people in the crowd starting to chant, Steamboat, Steamboat.
I'll tell you what, this crowd may be the 3rd man into the ring because obviously Baron Samedi was distracted by that chant. If this crowd had any smarts, they'd pick that chant up again and keep it going all match long. There's a nice maneuver. There's a nice maneuver. Wagner held back. Samedi hit the canvas on a failed drop kick. It almost appeared like he was going to the corner to try to tag. He forgot that he's in here alone.
That's right, Ted. You notice that Wagner never lost face. He kept fighting back, even though he was at a disadvantage.
Well, Samedi reverses it and slams that head into the turnbuckle. I'll tell you, as much as those punches may have hurt a normal man, Wagner was too hurt, I think, to have some authority behind him, because the Baron doesn't look phased right now, Paul.
Well, that's right. The Baron never lost control right there.
Suplex! Whoa! What a suplex! Over for the cover. 1, 2, and he lifts him up again. And Paul, I don't understand why Byron Richard doesn't just stop the fight right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted. Intimidation is exactly what he's looking for.
Now you see Orton outside of the ring. He appears to be bothered by the chant of There's that death grip. He's got him in that full Nelson, similar to Hans Mortier, the death grip, and this one is all over.
That's it. He locks down that full Nelson. The pressure is too much.
All over. The winner of this match, Baron Samedi. Baron Samedi. It has been a while since we've seen this whole exhibited, Paul. Let's take another look at it on our slow motion instant replay camera, and you can see the amount of pain that Lynn Wagner is in.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted, right here, a regular full Nelson is painful. But when you get a man the size of the Baron, it's unbelievable, the pain.
Well, that is it. Lynn Wagner, this match mercifully comes to a match as Baron Samedi wraps it up. Don't go away. We'll be talking to the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, and a guy that he's gotten buddy-buddy with, Colt Steele. All that and more coming up next on the North American Wrestling Association. Several weeks, a highly unusual combination has gotten together and proved to be very successful. And I'm talking, of course, about the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, and Colt Steele. First of all, Mr. Koloff, is this fairly expensive Russian costume jewelry you're wearing?
Hey, never mind about being insulting out here. I know what you Americans are like. I've been there in America a long time now. What you are looking at is the ultimate team in Colt Steele and Ivan Koloff. The brains and the brawn. And Colt Steele is a Phi Beta Kappa, and I can still bench press 400 pounds. What we're here for is to tell all the pencil neck geek wrestlers or the ones with the big bellies that you'd better get in shape. Go to your favorite gym, whether it be Mid-Atlantic Gym or any other. Get in condition, because we're asking no quarter and we're giving no quarter. No mercy. Are you successful in professional wrestling? You must go out and grab a neck, a head, an arm, a leg, and pull, push, twist until your opponent submits or you're able to pin him. We're out for victory. We're out for American dollars. And believe me, when we get in that ring, that is what we're going to do, is win.
Does he do your talking for you, Colt?
Don't worry about him doing my talking. I can do my own talking for myself. And you notice tonight, look at this right here. these people, wherever I'm from, Rayford, North Carolina, you look at a changed man. I'm tired of being from this little country hick town. I'm in Venice Beach, California right now.
Well, we had heard the rumors, and you had just confirmed the rumors that we have heard that you moved to North Carolina.
Let me mention something real quick. There is great athletes in North American wrestling. The Dragon Steamboat, American Bulldogs, War Eagles, Sam Houston, Paul Ragin, Vince Tornelli. We're ready.
Sir, we're all out of time. Dynamic duel of the American Bulldogs, Rex and Spike, and you guys are pumped up. You've got a great match coming up in a couple of seconds. Folks down here are excited at the thought of you guys taking on the likes of the Nasty Boys and Baron Samedi and Bob Orton Jr.
You know, Ted, we're just so excited to be here, and we're looking forward to facing all those guys and a lot more. We've been spending long hours in the gym, and as you can see, it's been paying off.
No doubt about that.
You know it. We're ready to face all newcomers and all the old comers.
Well, I tell you what, we'll be watching carefully. We'll be pulling for you, and good luck in your next match.
Thank you, Ted.
All right, those are the American Bulldogs. Another fellow that's made a tremendous impact on the North American Wrestling Association is the fellow that we call War Eagle, Chris Chavis. Hello, Chris. How are you? And welcome aboard.
How you doing, Ted?
Pretty good, my friend. I'll tell you what, we're excited about seeing you in action. Stiff competition out there. There's a lot of guys that have been calling your name, wanting to beat you because they know that, no pun intended, it's a feather in their hat.
Well, anybody can come. I'm ready for any competition. We do have great competition here in the North American Wrestling Alliance, and I'm just ready for anyone.
Well, I tell you what, the fact that so many big names are coming in here leads me to believe that there are going to be even bigger names coming. You up to the challenge?
I'm up to the challenge. I'm prepared and I'm ready to go. So anyone who wants to go, I'm here.
Well, I tell you what, we'll certainly appreciate you joining us here today, and we want to wish you the best of luck. Keep your eyes on him. That's one of the guys that you're going to be seeing in action very soon in the championship tournament for the heavyweight belt. Let us go to the ring right now where we're ready for our next match. So right now we turn it over to the very capable, very friendly Mr. Billy Powell.
In our next event, a tag team match from Jackson, Mississippi, 245 pounds, Alan Kinsey. And from Columbia, South Carolina, 227 pounds, Johnny Z. Their opponents, Rex and Spike, the American Bulldogs, with a combined weight of 500 pounds.
Well, we've heard an awful lot of these guys, Paul, and I certainly am anxious to see them in action. The American Bulldogs making their debut on the North American Wrestling Association. What can you tell us about them, Paul?
Well, I'll tell you what, one thing, Ted, about these two men. They're powerful. They are strong. They're unbelievably strong. And they've wrestled together for quite some time. So, they, you know, whenever you know what the other one's thinking, it's to your advantage. And they're great crowd pleasers, Ted. Great crowd.
I've heard nothing but great things about them. People that have seen them fight in the past tell me that we're in for a treat tonight. Bulldog number 1 into the ring right now, along with Johnny Z. There's a nice maneuver for you. Brute strength. And Ronnie West checking with him, making sure that everything is on board, up above the board. And it certainly is. Collar and elbow. Another beautiful maneuver. These guys are built. These guys are powerful.
They are, Ted. I'll tell you, when I first heard about the American Bulldogs, first thing I thought about was somebody like Samedi and Orton, you know, but these men, they bear the name American Bulldogs, and they're like bulldogs. They bull right in there, but the crowds love them.
No doubt about it. Great build on them. Great speed to go along with those fantastic bodies. Johnny Z may be opening up a little problem here that he may not want to deal with. A nice headlock takedown. Johnny Z may have opened up a can of worms.
Well, that's right, the Bulldogs. One thing I look for, Ted, is how these men, they stay on top of their opponents, and they're aggressive. And you have to be aggressive in this sport. If you're not, you know, just remember this. There's winners and there's losers. There's champions and there's champion makers.
Oh, beautiful combination. A drop kick. The tag is made. Bulldog number 2, and they're going for the pin, but Johnny Z kicking out at the count of 2. Working on that hand, going in there for a suplex. He's got him up in the air. Whoa! That's at least an E-ride at Disney, Paul.
Well, that's right, Ted. And stay in control so you catch the man coming in.
Knee to the stomach, followed by a right to the face, and he's going to throw him into the corner. Probably make the tag. He does make the tag. Bulldog number 1 back into the ring, working on that midsection with a couple of tremendous thunderous rights.
That's right. There's a sign of a good team, Ted, where you keep a fresh man in there, keep tagging in and out.
Boom! Elbow coming down right over the chest. Goes for the lateral body press, but he kicks out at the count of 2. Johnny Z had better look for his corner right now for a little bit of help. He's been in there a long time taking some punishment. And once again, Bulldogs working on that head and shoulder. Sounds like a shampoo, but it's a hell of a wrestling hold. Boom! Coming down on that right shoulder again, and Johnny Z right now in a world of trouble, Paul.
That's right.
Tell you what, if he didn't have neck problems before that, he might have it after the match. What is this? What is... Boom! Double shoulder buster. I hadn't seen that maneuver since Bob Roop used it years ago.
Well, I haven't either, Ted, and I'll tell you one thing. They're very impressive.
He's got him back up in the air again. There's the tag. Could they be going? No. Power slam. Tag is made, but they allow Johnny Z to get into that corner, and they're still too weak to make the tag. Bulldog number 2 back in there.
They better pull him out of that corner.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We know what this is all about. Boom! Right about now, Johnny Z could be singing for the Vienna Voice Choir.
Well, that elbow right in the midsection.
Call it what you want. It hurts.
That's right.
Oof. Collar and elbow in the middle of the ring. Alan Kinsey, the fresh man, into the ring. Into the ropes. Nice elbow.
Johnny
this
Z.
Is Johnny Z.
This
Excuse
is Johnny
me.
Z.
Johnny Z was into the ring. Kinsey was the man taking the punishment. There's a head and a right to the midsection. Coming right back into the turnbuckles. Johnny Z in a little pain. There's the tag. These Bulldogs are fluid.
That's right. Very impressive. Very impressive. Look, they're all over you.
Hook that leg, 2, and he kicks out at the count of 2. I'll tell you what, we get letters from all over the country, and we got another letter from Freddie Solomon, former San Francisco 49er Pro Bowler who lives in Gaffney, South Carolina, and says he loves the show and is going to come down there and catch one of our live shows one night and come on TV with us.
Well, that sounds great. Looking forward to meeting him.
Big fan of professional wrestling, especially the North American Wrestling Association. Oh, Johnny Z banging away on that back, a nice maneuver, escaping further punishment.
Now we'll see how much punishment the American Bulldogs can take.
Well, from what I hear, Paul, these guys not only dish it out, but they take it. They give no corner and ass none. Paul, this cuts off the flow of oxygen to the brain, does it not?
Well, that's right. And some wrestlers use this advantage to also to use it as a chokehold. So it's very close. The referee has to stay on top of it. They can keep switching the man around and choke him like they did there.
Boot to the midsection. Another boot to the midsection. And yet another one. Now we're getting a little double team action here into the corner. And the American Bulldogs in trouble right now. Momentum is starting to change, Paul.
Well, I think these two men realize that they've got to change their style and move on to something to try to beat these American Bulldogs, but they're not, because they realize they can't do it wrestling.
There's a nice elbow to the midsection. Off the rope, shoulder into the chest. I can't wait to see this. Uh-oh, he tried a hip lock, it didn't work. Nice
form of carry.
Well, that was a weird fireman carry, though, because he was standing up and gave him a fireman.
That's right. That shows you how powerful he is.
Whoa, nice combination. Going in there for the press, 2, kicking out.
I thought that was it, Ted.
I'll tell you what, with most men, that would have been it.
Yeah.
You got to give tribute right now to Johnny Z for a fantastic amount of stamina. There's a double whammy. Johnny Z right about now is trying to look at that corner there and say, hey, Kinsey. That should do it. 2, 3, it does. The winners of this Australian tag team match, the American Bulldogs. Paul, let's describe the action and see it on the instant replay camera. Let's take a look at the slow-mo replay camera and see what's happening. Describe the action.
You know, Ted, this finishing thing would wipe anybody out, but when you're not expected like this, right here, boom. That's like a whiplash with a Mack truck.
No doubt about it, like a linebacker stopping somebody at the goal line. There's the press, Ronnie West counting to 3, and it's the Bulldogs. When we return, we're going to be talking to a sensational new tag team combination, Sam Houston and Bo Ragin. Don't go away. This is the North American Wrestling Association. That's best when I get the opportunity to talk to outstanding competitors like Bo Ragin and Sam Houston. And guys, I got to tell you, this is the first time I've seen your work as a team, and you were splendid, fluid. It's coming together for you, isn't it?
Hey, we're ready for all the competition here in NAWA. I'm tell you something. It's great to have Sam in my partner in the corner there.
Bo knows wrestling.
No doubt.
Bo knows wrestling. You got a lot of great talent in the NAWA today. You got guys like Ricky Steamboat, who, in my opinion, was one of the best champions in or out of the ring. You got some guys running around here call themselves the Nasty Boys, with their knobs is sagging, if you know what I mean on that. You got a lot of people. You got Ace Bob Orton. You got some of the greatest talent in the world today coming to the NAWA, and I'm glad to be here. I know Bo's glad to be here, and anybody who wants to take the chance, get in the ring with me and Bo and some of my friends, and we'll show you that we know wrestling too.
Well, there's a lot of people that talk to me in and out of the ring saying, I'd love to see them go up against the Nasty Boys or Baron Samedi and Bob Orton, Cowboy Bob Orton. Anybody that you'd have your preference if you could get into the ring with tonight, who you'd like to go in there with?
Anybody and everybody, because we intend to be the NAWA World Champions, and that takes that we have to beat them all.
Let me ask you something, Sam Houston. Where do you get all that energy from?
I don't know. I think it's just because when I was born and the doctor slapped me on the behind, I ain't never quit since. The first reason. Second thing is, the first thing that I like to do in the evening time is to get down and get in the ring and do some heavy wrestling, get some things going right, and then have my kind of relaxing afterwards. A little bit of trip home, the whole 9 yards, and have a good time. I just don't know. I'm in a good mood all the time. It's perpetual motion.
Well, I tell you what, it was electricity out here tonight. The folks loved you in action. We are looking forward to seeing the both of you in action, both as a tag team, as singles. I want to wish you guys the best of luck, no matter who's in the ring with you. Thanks an awful lot, Bo.
All right, thank you. Thank all these great fans.
Sam Houston, thank you.
Thank you very much. Y'all keep tuned in to NAWA, man. You're going to see some of the greatest stuff you ever seen before in your life, and that's the gospel for me.
All right, let's go take a look at some of that action. Let's throw it to our ring announcer, Billy Powell.
And in our next event, 219 pounds from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Trent Knight. And his opponent, from Lumberton, North Carolina, 272 pounds, the War Eagle, Chris Chavis.
All right, we're going to get a chance to see Chris War Eagle Chavis in action tonight. I have heard so much about this guy.
Ted, this man right here, you're looking at him for the first time in this area. But I'll tell you one thing, he is going to be one of the biggest stars ever to come to wrestling. He is a super guy, a good, great wrestler, and he's going to be something to reckon with.
Pure Cherokee engine. And a guy that loves to mix it up. He's going to be going up against a fella that's no pushover in Trent Knight. We've seen him in action before in the past, but Trent Knight appears a little intimidated right now as he refuses to get into the ring with
War
Eagle.
I know a lot of people be intimidated to be in a ring or even standing next to Chris Chavis, because look, this man is so well proportioned. Look at the legs, the calves, the arms, the chest, the face, and girls love this man.
Boy, the definition of those shoulder muscles is something else. There he's exchanging words with Trent Knight, and we've seen many nice arm drag takedown. He got tired of that shoving stuff. He said, I'm here to wrestle, not to play patty cakes with you.
That's right, Ted. I tell you what, let's just watch the way he moves around the ring and watch how he wins the hearts of all the fans here tonight.
Well, into the turnbuckle, referee Byron Richard calling for the break. And a nice clean break from Chris Chavis, War Eagle. I think Trent Knight was expecting a little bit more than just a nice gentlemanly break there.
Well, I think so. Even before the bell rang, this Trent Knight, beautiful arm drag.
Two arm drags.
Oh,
two arm drags and a hip lock takedown, and Trent Knight says, where's the taxi?
That's right, Ted. You know, even before the bell rang, I see here where Trent Knight was testing Chris Chavis, War Eagle, to see what he was made out, see if he had any guts. And I think right about now on the outside, he knows that this man is someone to reckon with.
Paul, I'm telling you, it's exciting to see week after week bigger and better talent coming to the North American Wrestling Association. Nice maneuver as he whips Trent into the ropes. Now Trent's saying, wait a minute here. Slow down. Let's think about this. Let's be gentlemen. Yeah, let's be gentlemen. Collar and elbow in the middle of the ring. Trent wearing the red trunks. War Eagle, Chris Chavis in the blue trunks. Working on that left arm, applying pressure to that shoulder.
I think Trent Knight knows now that he's going to have to dig way down his bag of tricks to come anywhere near beating this man.
No doubt about it. He never saw stuff like this in Pittsburgh, my friend. Nice maneuver by War Eagle Chris Chavis, applying that pressure to the left side of the entire body. A lot of people think that just hurts the shoulders. Not only does it put pressure on the shoulder and the bursal sac, but also on the entire rib cage, stretching those ligaments. And any one of us who has had ligament stretches in our rib cage know how painful that is for days and possibly weeks after that.
Well, that's right. You notice there, it was hurting mostly in the rib cage there, where Trent put his arm up there trying to push that boot away from his rib cage.
Applying the pressure and trying to reverse it right now. Byron Richard looking, checking carefully to make sure the shoulders are not square on the mat. And War Eagle kicks back out of it and returns back to putting the pressure and almost gets a 3 count on Trent Knight. The best of professional wrestling, the North American Wrestling Association, Ted Webb, along with the legendary Paul Jones, coming your way tonight.
Ted, I want to tell you once again, I want to thank you once again for having me here tonight and for sharing this sequence.
Paul, it was a pleasure having you on board. You know, we've been trying to get you on for weeks, but because of your busy schedule, it's hard to arrange it, and I'm glad you made time for us to come on tonight, because it's my pleasure, my honor to have you on board with us tonight.
Well, thank you, Ted. I think we're both excited about North American Wrestling Association and what it's done to wrestling and the things it's going to do in the future.
That was a smart maneuver there on the part of Trent Knight, working the ropes, getting the official Byron Richard to call for the break. And, you know, I'm impressed by the sportsmanship displayed by War Eagle. I mean, here's a guy that goes by the rules. He's here to wrestle.
Well, that's right. And, you know, Ted, you got to admit this, too. It's been a long time since we've seen an impressive young Indian wrestling star.
No doubt about that. Speaking of impressive, that was an impressive drop kick from Trent Knight. But look at the power. Look at the power in War Eagle. Firing away is Trent Knight. Now, Trent Knight is losing his cool right now. And it's been my experience that when you start losing your cool and you break away from wrestling and go to the roughhouse stuff, you're going to be in trouble.
Well, that's right, Ted. You know, Ted, I don't know. I'm trying to watch this War Eagle, and I don't think he's completely mad yet.
No, he's not. He has displayed a tremendous amount of emotional control and patience. And I tell you what, that's good news for Trent Knight.
Yes.
Because he... Oh, great maneuver. Knight trying a drop kick and lands square in the back. Knight is slow getting up, and War Eagle going to work on that injured back right now. Chris Chavis, you're looking right now at one of the up-and-coming stars of the NAWA. Trent Knight right now is getting a free chiropractic working over.
Oh, that's right.
From an unlicensed chiropractor. Tremendous big drop. War Eagle knows where the zone is, too, buddy. That back is hurting. He's going after it.
Oh, there he goes.
Uh-oh. Know what this means, Paul.
That's right.
Into that war dance. Tomahawk chop over the top of the head.
That's it. Save the last dance for me, Ted.
Here comes. Tremendous chop to the throat. War Eagle. Lowering the boom on Trent Knight. This could be it. This could be it.
Chopped right across the forehead.
See, I am surprised he did not go for the cover right there, Paul.
Well, that's it. Is this an airplane spin? Or
is it? No. Whoa, what a maneuver. This should spell it. 1, 2, 3. This one belongs to Chief War Eagle, Chris Chavis. A tremendous exhibition of wrestling skills. And Trent Knight is now seeing Z. Paul, why don't we take a look at this on our instant replay, slow motion, and describe this particular maneuver.
You know, Ted, I've been in wrestling a long time. I've seen a lot of wrestlers come and go. A lot of them had great careers, and a lot of them it did not last very long. But this man here, I can tell you one thing. You can bet your money on this man. He's going to be a very, very big star.
Got all the earmarks of it. There's the count of 3. Your winner, Chris War Eagle Chavis. Don't go away, because coming up next, we have the sensational tag team combination, the Nasty Boys.
Tag team match from Corpus Christi, Texas, 228 pounds, Mike Maverick. His partner from Durham, North Carolina, 240 pounds, Chuck Coates. And now their opponents from New York City, a combined weight of 600 pounds, the Nasty Boys.
Well, they asked me why I don't make too many trips into New York City, and I can tell you right now that if downtown Manhattan resembles this, if this is any indication of what happens at the Big Apple, no part of it for me. These are rough, tough competitors, Paul Jones.
Well, I tell you, Ted, there's a lot of nice people in New York, but these guys live up to their names, the Nasty Boys.
No doubt about it. Knobs and Sags, they're in no hurry to get it going right now.
Knobs. Ted, which one of them is Knobs?
Knobs is the man in the ring right now.
All right, okay.
Knobs, the one spitting on the floor. And he is in there right now against Mike Maverick, who's trying to get this crowd going. And I'll tell you what, this crowd right here, there is no doubt as to who they're behind, Paul Jones.
Well, that's exactly right. I tell you, the Nasty Boys were instantly hated when they walked into the ring.
Both men collar and elbow going into the ropes. The referee, Ron West, calling for the break. Maverick breaking cleanly. Boy, these guys here, if they had their way, they'd wrestle everybody in the crowd before they went in there to wrestle their opponents.
You know, Ted, I've never seen anybody before that hated everybody, and that's exactly what they do. They hate everybody.
They certainly do. Into the ropes. Referee Ron West calls for the break again. Another clean break, and now look at this. Look at this. Look at this. We all saw that Mike Maverick did not have a hold of that hair. And yet the Nasty Boys, they don't need to resort to this kind of stuff. These guys are roughed up competitors, for Pete's sakes.
Well, that's right. That's why everywhere they go, Ted, did they get recognition?
Ooh. Two chops in a row to the chest. Into the ropes again. A nice backdrop. Boy, he had him up about 10 feet on that one, Paul Jones. Right on the back of the head. Right on the back of the head. The Nasty Boys earning that reputation. Living up to the name. The tag is made. Into the ring comes Sags. They're working, and then I noticed the tag has been made already, and he rams 300+ pounds under the chest of Maverick.
That's right.
Mike Maverick right now in trouble.
I tell you what, they're nasty and they're mean. And what makes them double tough is you watch how they switch in and out. They use the fresh man. They tag in and out often.
No doubt about it. Say what you want to say about the Nasty Boys, but don't ever call them dumb. These are smart, cagey ring generals.
Oh, yeah.
They know what they're doing in there. They are a team.
Exactly. And they mix it up. They punch, they bite, they kick, and they wrestle.
No doubt about it. They did not come out here to dance tonight, my friends. Great maneuver. Takedown. Another takedown. And the Nasty Boys find themselves now on the other end of the stick. Double drop kick. Both of the Nasties are out of the ring, and listen to this crowd.
I don't think they expected this, Ted.
Listen to this crowd. Whoa, the look of pain.
I don't think they expected that, Ted. Now, you watch them now. They'll get double tough, double nasty.
They just got a wake-up call like they were not planning. Look at them. Knobs hugging Sags, saying, don't worry, plan B. We've seen them go to plan B many times in the past before. They better come up with a bag of tricks here to change the tide on this one. Tag is made. Chuck Coates is the fresh man into the ring. Coates getting some instructions from Maverick, letting him know. There you see the fans just begging for some more of this. See, they're smart. The tide went against them. What did they do? Went outside the ring, slowed things down.
That's right, let everything cool down.
Maverick. The tag has been made down on that left shoulder. Applying a wrist lock, but look at the Nasties.
Taking over again.
Taking over, trying to turn the tide right now. They're letting this match get away from them, and they're saying that's not what we plan to do here.
That's right, Ted. You ever notice when they get the advantage, they get double nasty?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's like sharks when they see or smell blood, Paul.
Exactly.
They go after it.
Exactly.
We've seen this maneuver before. Watch it. Beautiful power slam, and here comes Knobs. Actually, this match could be over. 2 and 3, it is over. The winners of this match, Knobs and Sags, the Nasty Boys from the Big Apple, New York. Yeah. Look at that. They're cocky to boot, too, Paul.
Oh, yeah. They're having their glory now.
All right, my friend. Let's take a look at this on instant replay quickly. Slow-mo, and you will see right now the power slam. The tag has been made. The tag has been made already, Paul.
That's right, Ted. You can't deny this here. There's no way that I don't think any man would get up after this. Look at all this weight.
Oh, 300 and some pounds on the midsection. Hooks the leg. Watch him hook the leg. Bring it up. The count of 3. Ron West is there, and it is all over.
School's out.
That's it, babe. Don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to have a chat with Ricky, the Dragon Steamboat, and the American Bulldogs on the North American Wrestling Association. Titles in the WWF, the NWA, and has his eyes set on the heavyweight championship of the North American Wrestling Association. Please welcome Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. How you doing, Dragon?
Feeling real good. Glad to be here at the township down here in Columbia, South Carolina.
Boy, it's a pleasure having you on board. I have to tell you this, that I'm impressed by the amount of talent that the promoters are bringing into the NAWA. A lot of them are chanting your name. They want a piece of Ricky the Dragon, knowing that a victory over you would propel them into prominence. Does this worry you at all?
Well, you know, everywhere you go across the country, talent is real tough. It doesn't matter which organization that you're in. You have to just stay on top of things. You know, earlier throughout this hour, I've been watching a lot of the newcomers in wrestling. Baron Samedi, you know, and for once in a match, he came up and missed a great big drop kick and showed everybody that the man is vulnerable for a point there, a few seconds in that match. Let's come up here, listen to a man by the name of Colt Steele, telling everybody that I'm sick and tired of being announced from North Carolina. I'd be like a country boy. I want to be known from Venice, California. Well, if he doesn't like North Carolina, if he doesn't like Columbia, why doesn't he go out to San Francisco and wrestle with them babes?
Well, you make an interesting point.
That's an interesting point. I don't want to take all this time up. We got some good boys right here I like to bring on. You know them. I just got to meet them tonight, the American Bulldogs.
Well, I'll tell you what a tremendous combination they are. The American Bulldogs. Gentlemen, welcome to the North American Wrestling Association. A pleasure to watch you in the ring this evening. A lot of tough competition. Baron Samedi, Bob Orton Jr., the Nasty Boys. Your thoughts on them?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of good bad guys around here. My partner and I are real happy to be in the southern part of the world. And we're looking forward to cleaning up the crumb around this federation.
And take the belts home.
You'd look good wearing those belts, huh?
You know it.
I love it. Well, I tell you what, I want to thank you guys for joining us up here. I want to remind you that next week, the sensational Vince Torelli will be back with us. Baron Samedi, Bob Orton Jr., Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, a host of others, the Nasty Boys. So we ask you to stay tuned right here and catch the best in professional wrestling. The North American Wrestling Association. On behalf of Paul Jones, I'm Ted Webb saying, so long.